We are here at the XRP Las Vegas event, and it's going to be a breakdown now I think that you guys are not going to want to miss, and that is with Simon Babakani coming in from Zebec. Great to have you.
Great to be here, Paul. Thank you.
So first, this is your first year, right?
Our first year at XRP Vegas, and what a year it's been.
This has been an absolute bar burner in terms of people, the panels, everything that's been happening in general. I got a chance to listen to a little bit of what you guys were talking on stage. I want to dive into a little bit of that first.
Let's do it.
For many of our viewers and listeners, you've got, Zebec, a different proposition of how you guys are attacking the market. Explain to me, for someone brand new and understanding the platform, what you guys do different.
So we are building the rails for the real-time finance economy. What that means is we're enabling payment flows in real time. Whether that's payroll, whether that's card payments, or whether that's B2B payments, it can all run on Zebec's smart contract technology, regardless of if it's on Solana, XRPL, or any other chain.
So you've got kind of a Payfi vision here.
Correct.
Is really what it boils down to. You look at the scenario of all the different platforms that have attempted this so far and have failed versus what you guys are trying to do right now with obviously XRP Ledger, and the future of maybe where XRP is going to be going and tied into this. Explain to me how that is different now versus what we've seen in the past.
Well, we've been around for 5 years, right? So we've had our fair shares of ups and downs. We've learned a lot. One of the things we've learned is do not marry yourself to a specific blockchain or ecosystem because things move so quickly in crypto. You need to be flexible. You need to be the infrastructure beneath all of these chains to move value. And you need to do it in a compliant way. And without the compliance standards, a company like Zebec would never be able to work with large enterprises or even institutions like Ripple.
So when you look at the issues that you're facing today, you think about not only adoption, but you also have the issue right now we're facing on a regulatory front. Well, let's stay on the adoption for a second, because this is then we'll dive into some regulatory. But on the adoption side right now, this has been a credibility issue, I think, for crypto in general. Ripple is one of the few companies that has been able to kind of bridge that gap. And we talked about it before,
Yes.
Pre-show. They're able to kind of navigate both traditional finance and what we're seeing right now in the next generation of finance. How do you guys see that market playing out for you? Do you feel that this is going to be mostly institutionally driven, or do you think there's going to be an opportunity here for the masses?
Well, our view is that the next big flows from stablecoins are coming from enterprises and institutions, right? They're companies that have been waiting in the sidelines. They've seen the Genius Act pass. They've seen these regulated stablecoins coming to market. Now they're more comfortable to do transactions on chain. And Ripple is the best conduit for that because they already have the institutional relationships. They have the infrastructure like RippleNet and Ripple Payments.
Yep.
What they're just missing is the smart contract rails. And that's what Zebec brings to the table. And I think that is such a powerful combination for us to attack this market together.
So when you talk about the problem or the issue, I guess, when you look at smart contracts really needing to be implemented for what Ripple and what XRP Ledger is trying to do, this is an opportunity in terms of where the future of this tech is going, because this is something that's already residing on Solana, Ethereum, all the major chains.
Exactly.
And it's a big leap, I think, for some companies to be able to do this. How do you guys think you are going to be able to attack this and actually get it done?
Well, we give the flexibility to the enterprises. If they want to hold stablecoin treasuries, we can support that. If they're more comfortable holding a fiat treasury, that's where we plug into Ripple Payments. So that allows the enterprises to keep their balance sheets in cash, in US dollars or local currency.
Right.
And when they want to fund payroll through Zebec, Ripple Payments converts into RLUSD instantly. So this way there's no risk on the finance team to have to manage a stablecoin treasury. We handle everything from start to finish on stablecoin distribution. The employee gets it in a wallet, a MasterCard, or a bank account. So we're talking about roadblocks here. I mean, one of the big ones is how do you get corporates comfortable with holding stablecoins? Well, that's the beauty of the partnership with Ripple, is that we plug directly into Ripple Payments. That allows corporates to still keep their balance sheet in US dollars or fiat currency, but through their APIs, we can convert that into RLUSD, and then Zebec handles the entire stablecoin flow, from the funding of payroll to the distribution to the employee receiving it in their wallet, a MasterCard, or eventually their bank account.
Okay, so you have a couple of companies who have started the payout options for stablecoins. You look at what's going on right now with Meta. They just announced it this week. It's outside the U.S., but they're doing creator
Exactly, yes.
payouts in USDC. And then you have companies like Gusto,
Mhm.
which is like an ADP, which is a payroll company, paying out right now to international on stablecoins. What happens when an ADP, Gusto, one of these big payroll guys finally come down and say, we're going to go ahead and implement our own wallet and our own token and be able to translate this into whether it's stablecoin, doesn't matter at any given time, and be able to translate that back to a customer wherever, or a payrollee, no matter where they are. What happens when that
Yep.
occurs?
Well, keep in mind, we've had a 5-year head start as a company over these large payroll networks. And if you use ADP as an example, we have a few former C-suite executives at ADP on our board of directors from the beginning. So they've helped shape our growth as a company, helped us gain market share in the payroll industry. And my belief is that we're going to be working alongside ADP and bringing this technology to market rather than competing with them. We already do this with Assure and a few other payment networks, and ADP is on the horizon for us too.
Interesting. All right, so this is a big deal because payroll is one of the largest asset
It's
classes.
$11 trillion
huge.
just in the US.
Yeah.
People don't realize that this eclipses anything else in crypto, and it's 4 times the size of the total crypto market cap. Just payroll in the US in 1 year.
Yeah. Why would this have not already been? Why are we not seeing more companies leading this out there? This is clearly a
Good
need.
question. And it really comes down to the friction of change for corporates and HR departments, right?
Yeah.
Like this has to be something that's coming from the top or something that employees are demanding.
Yeah.
And now we're seeing more and more employees and contractors actually say, wait, I do want to get paid as stablecoins. It makes my life way more flexible. I can send money abroad. I can use cards. And that's the grassroots effort we're seeing at Zebec.
Okay. So, Simon, when you look at your product roadmap and you think about all the new innovations that we're seeing on a lot of these crypto-based credit cards, crypto-based debit cards, now we're still seeing yield bearing as well as rewards that are coming in on crypto, paid back in crypto. What kind of things are you guys implementing that would be potentially down the road?
All the things that you mentioned, to be honest, because
Okay.
what we're trying to build here is a complete financial ecosystem where you can get paid in stablecoins, you can manage it in the Zebec Super App, which just came to market this year. You can spend it through the Zebec MasterCard suites.
Okay.
You can stake tokens, you can on and off ramp. So what this does is it actually eliminates the need for a bank account from the consumer.
Exactly. Yeah. Huge. So do you get like an ABA routing number and
That's coming. That's
okay,
something that's
so
coming as well. So
that's
you'll
true,
be
yeah.
able to send wires out from
Yeah.
here.
Okay. Wow, that's a leap.
It is, yeah.
Okay.
And
so
that's why then the banks are afraid, of what companies like Zebec are building.
absolutely, which is the issue I think we're going to be dealing with more and more.
Exactly.
What about institutional real world assets? All right. So right now we're seeing a rush right now for institutional appetite around real world assets, but at the same time it's very nascent in terms of size. Where will you guys play a role in that?
Yeah, so RWAs is definitely a huge theme in crypto. For us, the integration has been on the yield products, right? So having companies like Ondo with their own treasury products and other companies like that integrate within our apps, our users now can earn yield. Both the corporates on their payroll balances as well as the users that have extra funds sitting around. You're getting interest rates that are multiples of what your bank are getting you. And we're going to continue to add more options into our app.
Okay. All right. So it's coming. Beyond that, you look at the Clarity landscape, the likelihood of it getting through, whether it does, because that's still a challenge. What's your odds right now? Are you more poly-market or?
I mean, look, I like what Brad says. I think there's a chance that it can get done by the midterms, but we're not counting on it. And in fact, if you look back at the last year, the Genius Act is really what opened the floodgates for us. I mean, if you look before the Genius Act versus after, I think the number of calls that we're getting from CFOs, HR managers that want to try stablecoins or at least pilot programs, it grew exponentially. So my expectation is that when Clarity finally passes, we're going to see a similar influx.
Okay, all right. So not needed, but if it does, this is good for the industry to a certain extent. We'll see a lot of innovation. I think it will be a lot of companies started to pile in, in terms of being able to get ready to deal with the changes, from a regulatory standpoint. Last words for you. If you were to bet on Zebec in the next 3 years, where do you guys feel your power play would be?
Well, our power play is being first to market on payroll, having the deepest relationships with most blockchains and more enterprises than anyone else in the market, and continuing to scale. The success metrics that I'm looking at is in 3 to 5 years, do we see a state where getting paid in stablecoins becomes the default, right?
Yeah.
And that's what we're working to. And I do believe we're going to get there. And I believe that Zebec is going to be the biggest beneficiary of that.
I like it. This is a big thing that we talk about on the show quite a bit, is that the evolution of the bank is literally happening right now.
It is.
And I don't think people realize it.
Neobanks and fintechs. People say, Zebec, are you competing with them?
Yeah.
It's the opposite. They're coming to us for us to launch crypto cards for them, to build white label rails within their apps.
Right.
So if we're underneath of all of these neobanks, then Zebec is going to be the biggest beneficiary of all.
Have you looked at independents that want to maybe launch their own, not a neobank, but you could look at financial services. I'm talking about credit unions, maybe even businesses that have large audiences. Let's just say Walmart or a Starbucks want to launch their own crypto credit card that eventually is going to have yields and potentially loyalty.
It's interesting. It's actually a product that's coming to market. We haven't announced it yet publicly, but we have an enterprise card that will be coming out in the next couple of months.
Okay, all right.
And the idea is, if you're already using us for treasury and payroll, why not have an enterprise card where you can create accounts for all your employees, you can include spending limits, you can pre-fund those cards, and you can have your company branding on it in a company dashboard.
Bingo. I like it. Simon, it's been good.
It's been great.
Yeah.
Thanks for having me on, Paul.
Yeah, absolutely. You guys know what to do. Make sure, and of course, we'll be covering more of this coming from the XRP Las Vegas event, but give us a like and a subscribe. We'll catch you soon.